Okay, we are back with part 2, example 2. On average, commercials are on TV 20% of the time. It takes you 5 seconds to determine if there's a commercial on before you flick, or whatever, surf, or however you call it. The rest all residents call it flicking. You flick to a better show. What's the probability to find something to watch in less than 3 flicks? Notice that here we could think of this as we're waiting through failures until we flick to a TV show. So here, this is waiting time. X is the number of flicks or failures before you get a TV show, right? And what's the probability you find something to watch in less than 3 flicks? Well, in success, it's not necessarily something you want to watch. It's any TV show, right? Flicking to any TV show. So what do we want? We want the probability that X is less than 3, right? So if we figure out the probability that X is less than 3 flicks, I could have, and there's more than one case, right? I turn on the TV with 0 flicks and a TV show's on. Well, I could have 1 flick and the TV show's on. Oops, 1 flick. Or I could have 2 flicks and the TV show's on, right? Less than 3 flicks. And notice that would be 3 trials altogether. Strictly less than is 3 flicks altogether. And each of these numbers now is just the waiting time distribution. So over here in the margin, I'm going to figure out what the waiting time distribution is. Here, X is going to be 0 or 1 or 2. Probability of success, well, success is that there's TV. Failure is that there's commercials. And it says commercials are on 20% of the time. Success then would be 80% chance of success on any given flick. So here we go. If I wanted to find out the probability whether there's 0 flicks, that would, and this is going to make sense once we think about it, 20%, but no flicks. That's sort of like turning on the TV and there's already a show on. That's 80% of the time, right? So that's, this one here is 0.8. And if I put in 1 for this formula, I get a similar little calculation, and I get 0.16 or 0.032. And so what's the probability I find TV in less than 3 flicks? Well, that's 0.992. There's a 99.2% chance of TV in less than 3 flicks. Well, how long should you expect to wait? This is an important question, right? How long am I going to have to wait before I get to watch TV? Well, we know the little formula, and we know the probability of success, probability of failure, 0.2 over 0.8, and that is 0.25. Now, what's that? What's the units there? Is that seconds or minutes, or what's that? Well, we go back to the random variable that we defined. It's the number of failures. It's the number of flicks. 0.25 flicks. And so notice it takes us 5 seconds to determine whether it's a commercial or not. So that's how that we could use that as the how long a flick takes. So, or times 5 seconds equals 1.25 seconds before we find TV. 1.25 seconds before a TV show. Too long, right? Should still have no commercials. All right, bunch like that in the textbook. So done with the lesson and on to the homework.